So fatherhood comes with a whole new set of expectations, pressures, demands, and of course exhaustion. It'd be little wonder that some of us feel the stress or the pinch of stress that comes along as part of the package. But how do I ward off the risk that that stress grows into something altogether more unmanageable? Welcome to Diligent Dad. I'm Andrew and I'm here to support you in your early steps of fatherhood. So I'm no expert and I've received no formal training on how to manage mental illness, apart from a little bit in my work with school kids, where I sometimes have to be able to identify the signs of early onset mental illness. So if you are struggling with some unmanageable mental illness issue for which you need some help, please do seek the help of a medical professional who will be able to provide you the support that you actually need. This video is just about showing you some tips and tactics that you can use if you're in a relatively good place already. Just something to prepare you maybe for the challenges that are coming up with the increased demands of fatherhood. So I find that when our team at home is in a good place and has good energy, then I tend to have good mood and good energy. So this is all for me about supporting the household environment to be in as good a place as possible in order that I then feed back off that and the cycle continues. So, and much like any team, whether it be in sport, work or any other aspect of life, I'm a true believer that a team only properly gets tested whenever it's put under like significant pressure. And oh boy, does fatherhood and parenthood and kids in general bring in new pressures that you've never experienced before, and will test your relationships and your partnership and your marriage, if you're married, to the absolute limit. I'm also a firm believer that a team is only as good as communication. So a team can never possibly be great if it has poor communication. And in the pursuit of any team's mission, that communication aspect is absolutely vital. Now, and obviously being a parent, the team's mission is to raise healthy and happy kids. So those healthy and happy kids which are coming in and naturally come with the pressures, are also the people who benefit from the team operating effectively and as positively and optimistically as possible. For me then, this communication boils down to, I think it's 5 key areas that I think that I try and focus on, try and work on every single day. First up is to communicate nice and early about the small stuff, the stuff that I didn't used to think I had to communicate about. I make a point of doing it now, especially when it relates to the kids and relates to an area where there's sort of shared responsibility for that. So kids' food, kids' drinks, that kind of thing. I'm certainly aware of this. It may be personal to my wife and I. Very aware that if I can communicate nice and early about what expectations are across the household in terms of managing things like that and anything else affecting the kids, then I've connected with my wife on an issue, and we've got a shared understanding of what we're both doing to work towards closing the issue off or managing the risk that something might go wrong. And the more I do that, and the more I think to myself nice and early in the morning, right, I'm going to communicate really positively and really early today about even the small stuff, the better those days go, because the team just goes more smoothly throughout the day, and everything that comes along with parenthood, all the admin tasks and all the boring stuff, just goes better, just goes smoother with a little bit of proactive communication nice and early in the day. I've worked hard to accept that I and others will get it wrong, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, I've heard it before, no one sets out at the end of the day to try and annoy me, and I certainly don't set out to try and annoy anyone else. And things will go wrong with all those pressures that come in with kids and the new sharing of roles and responsibilities around the household and in the relationship and in the team. Things will go wrong, and that is okay. That can be managed as long as we're forgiving, somewhat reflective. What happened today? What could I have done better? How could I communicate it better? Reflective and able to, upon reflection, sharing an understanding and forgiveness of what's happened that day, and being prepared to move on the basis that Everyone wants this team to work at the end of the day. Everyone wants to make a success of bringing up these healthy and happy kids. I seek to bring the joy to every day. One of my authors that I've been reading quite a bit this year is Brendan Burchard, who wrote a book called High Performance Habits. And this book profiles some of the top performers across the world. And one of the behaviors or habits that these top performers have every day is that they bring the joy to every situation that they're in. So, and I've thought about that quite a bit, and naturally being somewhat introverted, I would be very, very happy just to keep myself to myself all day and expect others to just get on with their own day. But actually I've found that now if I get up in the morning and think to myself, right, I'm going to inject the joy into the morning at least, nice and early, then that builds an energy in the day, I hope, which carries on through the day and which I feed off throughout the day. So if I can get up, be really optimistic and positive and joyful with my boys and my wife, then that raises the mood of the house and supports everyone through the day, and the team just operates that little bit better. Fourth then, I make a point of communicating now when I'm having a bad day. Being a little bit vulnerable, saying I'm really not having a great day today. I'm not looking for sympathy, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm in a bit of a mood. Please let me off of that, and please forgive me for that, and I'll try and work on it. But just by being honest and upfront, then others can know that Dad's in a bit of a funny mood today. He's admitted to it. Others can then adjust, but if you don't mention it, then people have to find out in other ways, which might come as a bit of a surprise at the wrong moment, or whatever. So I just make a point now of saying, look, I'm not having a great day today. And very often my wife now knows that she understands me and she understands that I'm an introvert, and she'll cut me some time to myself. Probably doing a job around the house, but that's absolutely fine. And I get the feel-good benefits of seeing some progress on whatever I've been doing. But just taking the time and saying, yeah, I could be feeling better today, and it keeps everyone else in the team informed, and everyone else in the family then knows to just adjust their behaviours accordingly. And finally, the big one on parenthood in general, but certainly dads, I've heard a number of dads talk about this, is that the realization that you're no longer the priority comes as a bit of a shock. And the adjustments that happen around that, about making sure the kids are all right, and all of a sudden no one's asking how you are, or no one's asking what you want. And that's kind of the way it should be, isn't it? Because kids are everyone's priority. And just it doesn't mean that we as dads are dispensable or not required, because we're absolutely required and our families rely on us. It's just sometimes I think our families can get that wrapped up in how busy they are with just getting on with life, that it can be very easy to see dad who on the face of it appears up for everything and able to handle everything and fix everything and get on with stuff without any problem. I don't think our families always expect to, or think that dads also need a little bit of attention and TLC on occasion as well. And that's okay, because we're not the priority. Our kids are. And by supporting our kids and serving our kids, we will build that sense of satisfaction that we're looking for. So I hope that few tips and ideas, or maybe some inspiration of things that you could try in your own life just to work on your communication as part of your fatherhood, as part of being a dad, just to further support the family, which will also come back and further, then you'll get energy and you'll get vitality off that if the family are working better. You've been watching Diligent Dad. I'm Andrew. Hit subscribe and the bell icon and you'll be notified when I'm dropping new videos twice a week. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll speak again soon.